Good evening. Welcome to the Colorado Jazz Repertory Orchestra. I think we're going to have some fun tonight. Somebody's already heckling us. So tonight, the CJRO, teaming with Steve Lippia, is going to attempt to recreate as much as possible the very important performance in 1966 of Frank Sinatra and Count Basie at the Sands Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. So that arrangement of All of Me was the exact same one Count Basie played on that concert. So we're gonna deviate from that on occasion with other Basie tunes. So if you haven't listened to the Count Basie Sinatra at the Sands album, please do, it's on YouTube. But if you're going to purchase a Count Basie album, you should get the album Atomic Basie. So we're gonna be doing some selections from that. And this next one is called Flight of the Foo Birds. That was Sam Williams. That was Sam Williams on alto sax. Shawn Williams, no relation, on trumpet. Will Swindler on tenor sax. That's Flight of the Foo Birds. I forgot to mention something. We have a very strict policy within the CJRO. The taking of photographs, audio or video recording is strictly encouraged. Go ahead, take your pictures, take your movies, put them up on your book of faces, that whole thing. Share them with your Instagrams. So yeah, go ahead, we're totally fine with that. So we're gonna finish out this first section of instrumental works with a very famous old Count Basie blues tune. This is gonna feature lots of folks in the band. This is Splanky. So that was Mike Abbott on guitar, John Mathews on trombone, and Leo Peters on trombone. And again, Shawn Williams on trumpet. Beautiful Shawn. That was Neil Hefty's tune, Splanky. So at this point, we're going to make the transition into the Sinatra component of this concert. I want to say a couple things about Steve Lippia. He's not just a singer of Frank Sinatra tunes. He's a wonderful, wonderful singer of the Great American Songbook. We've all backed him up with the Colorado Symphony. We backed him up on this stage in a million different venues, playing all kinds of different music. I say the one unifying quality about it is it's simply excellent work. It's just beautiful musical singing. So I think you're going to really enjoy this one small component of what he does, which is some Frank Sinatra stuff. So here we go. was going to introduce you just now. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Lippia, singing this Frank Sinatra favorite, Come Fly With Me. Bring us in, Mike.
Come fly with me, we'll fly, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, we'll fly, let's fly away. Come fly with me, we'll float down to Peru. And in Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come on, fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near, you might hear the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. Well, it's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come on, fly with me, we'll fly. Watch how we fly. All right, guys, come on, let's go. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly, starry-eyed. When I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near, you might even hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. Now it's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come on, fly with me, we'll fly, let's fly. Pack up, let's fly away. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and good evening. I love the fact that it's still a little light outside. I can see all your smiling faces. And it's great to be back here in Colorado at the Mile High City. Catching my breath, singing notes a little differently, but nonetheless, forging ahead. This is my third time performing here at the Arvada Center. And I learned the first time not to call it the Arvada Center. And I can really relate because I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we always get, around election time, some politician comes through, oh, it's great to be here in Nevada. That's it, they're done. They might as well just pack up and, bail out. We get a little touchy about the name of our home, don't we sometimes? But this is my first time to have the honor of working with this full, wonderful ensemble. Ladies and gentlemen, the Colorado Jazz Repertory Orchestra. Directed by Art Bouton. Okay, now listen, don't hang me, you purists out there, because this is not going to be a moment-by-moment recreation of every little word and every little note that was performed when Frank Sinatra performed at the Desert Inn, at the Sands, with Count Basie and his orchestra. But we are going to bring to you a lot of that music. What you may not know is that much of the music that was performed on those nights when they recorded did not end up on the album. So we can always hide behind that excuse and say, oh yeah, they didn't put it on the album. And I'm going to change a little bit of the time frame and add a song later on that, it was requested that I add this song. It came long after the 1966 amazing concerts at the Sands. It came actually out in 1979. So we're going to break from some of the rules on that particular song, because if we don't perform that song, someone will usually throw ripe tomatoes at me. So not wanting to see any flying agriculture. Here Now is a song that was actually Frank Sinatra's first recorded hit. And it may not be because it was the best song that he recorded at the time, but it was the only one available in the can, so to speak. There was a strike going on, and you couldn't go into the studio to record any new material. And Sinatra's career had just taken off. He had recorded some material, and they said, well, let's get this next song out, and maybe that'll, bide some time until the strike ends. Well, the strike ended. Along the way, Frank Sinatra came up with kind of a cool idea. Instead of having the musicians who were on strike behind him in the studio, he started coming in with choral groups, and they were performing songs with him singing as the lead voice with a choral group. And then the union and some other guys, I won't mention their names, said, knock it off. And so he honored the strike for a little while longer, and all was well. Here Now is that first recorded hit of his, but a later rendition, Nelson Riddle arrangement. Nothing at all. Half a love, it never appealed to me. If your heart, it never could yield to me, then I'd rather have nothing at all. I said all or nothing at all. If it's love, there ain't no in between. Why begin and try for something that might have been? No, I'd rather have nothing at all. Hey, please don't bring your lips close to my cheek. Don't you smile or I'll be lost beyond recall. The kiss in your eyes, the touch of your hand makes me weak. And my heart, it may grow so dizzy and fall. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be caught in the undertow. Well, you see, I have got to say no, no, all or nothing at all. I fell under the spell of your call, I would be caught in the undertow. So you see, I have got to say no, no, all or nothing at all. Thank you. Love, love, love that arrangement. So back in 1966, Frank Sinatra wanted to introduce a couple of new songs, and one of them was a song that was written by Paul Webster and Johnny Mandel, and it really became a big hit during the 60s and beyond. I don't hear as much lately. It's not one of those songs that people have kind of dredged up from the 60s that often, but I think it's certainly worthy of our treatment tonight, and it was performed with Count Basie during those famous recordings. It also featured, by the way, this wonderful rhythm section behind me. I want to introduce them. Some of them I know, some are kind of new friends of mine. On piano, Mr. Jeff Jenkins. On bass, Bijoux Barbosa. On guitar, we have Mike Abbott. You heard some of his work before. And someone I've worked a lot with and is always great to have on the bandstand behind you, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Marlier on drums. The shadow of your smile when you are gone will color all my dreams and light the dawn. Look into my eyes and you will see all the lovely things you are to me. Our wistful little star, it was far too high. A teardrop kissed your lips, and so did I. Now when you remember spring, I will be remembering all the joy that love would bring. The shadow of your smile. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Now, I think when you look at this body of music that Frank Sinatra recorded throughout his career, it really became like a musical eclipse of sorts. When he recorded a song, it seems as if he owned it, and all other versions paled in comparison. He recorded close to 1,500 songs, believe it or not. When did this man sleep? I mean, he was in movies, he was in television, he toured the world many times, he had a family, he was a businessman. I presume he had some spare time, some free time occasionally. But to record 1,500 songs, you don't go in and sing, okay, guys, gotta go, see you later. There's a lot of prep work, working with the arranger, working with the musicians, trying different versions of it, experimenting, and although he was sometimes known as the one-take king, there were times when he really wanted things a certain way, and he would go through multiple versions of the song until he finally found that the particular recording was in the pocket. So 1,500 times that. I mean, that just to me is remarkable. And it wasn't a junk, it was mostly amazing stuff. So that's the good news. The bad news is we only have time for 732 of those tonight. and so, we're trying to cover the Sands, and we're trying to also sprinkle in a few other tunes that we think are big hits of yours. But this is one that is an absolute requirement. It was a song written by Cole Porter, and when Nelson Riddle put pen to paper and created this arrangement, it became one of the arrangements of the century. Check this out. got you under my skin. I have got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I tried so not to give in, and I said to myself, this affair, it never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know damn well I've got you under my skin. I would sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin, 'cause I've got you under my skin. And now check out this band. Sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats how it shouts in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, ain't no chance to win. Why not use your mentality? Get up, wake up to reality. And each time that I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin, because I've got you under my skin, and I like you under my skin. Cole Porter, Nelson Riddle. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I also, in selecting the songs for tonight, trying to stay with those great recordings at the Sands, I also wanted to choose songs that I think showed off this great band. Because, you know, not every band sounds like this. You're spoiled. I don't know if you know that. There's a lot of talent across the country, but not every place has the kind of deep bench that you have here in Denver area, Arvada, Colorado in general. And so when I come here to perform, I always know I can sigh a sigh of relief and expect greatness. So this is a ballad that kind of shows me off a little, I must say, but nothing as much as this great, what we call a shout chorus between the first and second time around for me. Check out the band on this after I'm done doing my balladeering. Hold on one second. Boy, is it dry here or is it me? Wow. And I came from Vegas. Okay. Don't worry about me. I'll get along. Forget about me. Be happy, my love. let's say that our little show is over, and so the story ends. Why not call it a day in the sensible way and still be friends? Look out for yourself, should always be the rule. Give your heart and your love to whomever you love. Don't ever be a fool. Baby, why ever cling to some fading thing that used to be? If you can't forget, don't you worry about me. Baby, why stop to cling to some fading thing that used to be? If you can't forget, don't you worry about me. Ruby Bloom and Ted Kohler on that song. Thank you. Another classic from those performances at the Sands. This is a great tune, and in fact, I perform it quite often with my 10-piece band when I'm touring around the country, and people still can relate to it, from My Fair Lady. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Pull out the stopper, we'll have a whopper. Get me to the church on time. I've got to be there in the morning, spruced up and looking in my prime. Girls come and kiss me, say how you'll miss me. Get me to the church on time. If I am dancing, roll out the floor. If I am whistling, wet me out the door. For I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, they're gonna chime. Kick up a rumpus, but don't lose the compass. Get me to the church. Get me to that church. For Pete's sake, get me to the church on time. Pull out the stopper, we'll have a whopper. Get me to that church on time. Girls come and kiss me, say how you'll miss me. Get me to the church on time. If I am dancing, roll out the floor. If I am whistling, wet me out the door. for I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, they're gonna chime. Kick up a rumpus, but don't lose that compass. Get me to the church, get me to that church. For Pete's sake, get me to the church. Oh, anybody get hurt? Oh, man. So as a kid growing up, you know, I used to watch TV like everybody in movies, and I would see these faraway places that just seemed so out of touch, like so far away and so unreachable, untouchable. Places like Hawaii, Hollywood, Las Vegas, Paris. And whenever I thought of Las Vegas, I would say this song was the one that probably most reminded me of that place. And I didn't really know what it was going to be like until years later when I went there as a performer. I had this kind of notion, and frankly, a lot of my ideas were really kind of dated because I was relating to those black and white photos, you know, where you'd go there and expect to see the Rat Pack, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Frank Sinatra, Peter Lawford, and see some of the greatest big bands there. And when I went to Vegas, it had elements of that, but it had become this big theme park for adults. I mean, for miles, 4 miles of the Strip, as we call it, it was, you know, Treasure Island and the Mirage and New York, and all of these themed places. I mean, where else in the world can you walk down a sidewalk, watch a pirate fight for free, watch a volcano erupt, and then, you know, see the Statue of Liberty all within a matter of a couple of blocks? And that was just in my hotel room. Oh! So, anyway, I grew up on a small farm in Southington, Connecticut, and to go to Las Vegas was a real culture and climate shock. I don't know which scared me the most, but they were both kind of frightening. And I mean, there I was, this was like 1998, and I had just been singing for fun, and things started taking off, and I got noticed, and I had a couple of those big breaks that you hear about. And the next thing I knew, I had to be in a showroom in Las Vegas with a 21-piece orchestra in a showroom that was built for me, and we were doing 12 shows a week. Talk about a schedule, but I didn't know any better. I was just so thrilled to be there. They could have said 38 shows. I would have said, okay, let's do it. And so, you know, Vegas eventually kind of grew on me, and I met a gal. Her name is Lori, and we eventually got married, and that's where I've continued to live since, well, around 2000, really, full time. But, you know, a lot of people think because I'm a singer and I live in Las Vegas that we wear our sunglasses and, you know, dark rooms, and that we have strippers and slot machines in our houses. And I can assure you we have no slot machines in our houses. Get your minds out of the gutter. So, anyway, here's a song that always, even to this day, reminds me of the great things of Las Vegas. Hope it brings you a little bit of luck. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me. The pickings have been lush. And yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay. And so the best that I can do is pray. All right, here we go. Come on. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Hey, luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. Hey, Luck, be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair. It isn't nice. Well, a lady doesn't wander all over the room and then blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the guy that you gave in with. Hey, Luck, be a lady tonight. All right, come on. Luck, let a gentleman see just how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. Hey, Luck, be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair. It isn't nice. See, a lady doesn't wander all over the room and then blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the guy that you came in with. Luck, be a lady. Luck, be a lady. Luck, be a lady.
That's Steve Lippia. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. We'll have CEs available out of the tent out in that direction. We also have subscriptions you can buy to the CJRO season next year. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with more Steve Lippia. Thank you.